All right, so we are live and we're just waiting for some people to come on in. This is not our usual time to do our live streams, which we usually do on Saturday. And also this was a special one for my buddy Nathan to come on in, Nathan is a huge bourbon collector. He's probably got twice the bottles I have. He's been collecting for a long time and he enjoys the hunt. But he also has a job and he's out working. So
yes,
he's gonna get here eventually, and then Tina will have to leave.
right. I'm Nate's fill-in. Just call me Nate, y'all.
But we're gonna try when Nate gets here. We're gonna try some single barrels and things like that. And right now, I poured me and Tina some New Riff single barrel, which we opened up on a live stream a while back. But this stuff is really good. So if you ever get your chance to get a New Riff, let me get it in front of the camera. To get a New Riff single barrel, you need to do that. And this is also a store pick. So this juice is really good. So really, really good. And I have become a fan of New Riff. I like what they're doing. So we got a few people coming in. Thanks for coming in. Announce yourself. Let us know who's out there. And say hi. And hit that thumbs up.
Yep. Smash that like button.
And I also like Tina's got one of the old school Frontiers.
Throwback.
Yeah, one of the old school Frontiersman Travel Adventures shirts. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. You can still get that on Teespring. It's neat. Me with no hat. I think I actually redesigned it, put a hat on my head. Uh-huh. But anyway. So we're gonna wait, but right now we're trying this New Riff. Did you try the New Riff?
Not yet. Well, there's Neil.
Hey, Neil.
So, howdy, buddy.
He has been a member now for 8 months. Gosh, time flies. Thanks, Neil, for all your support. And there's Lots Creek Dave, who was actually, I think Dave was one of my very first members. He's probably been doing this for over 20 months. So appreciate you guys, Dave and BB. They've always been big supporters. And Tina and I were just talking the other night. We're going to get down to see Dave and BB pretty soon. Yes. So we're going to try to do that. And there's Ron Long.
Hi, Ron. Welcome in.
4 Roses single barrel tonight. Nice. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Very good.
We got one of those up there. And that is some good bourbon right there. 4 Roses single barrel. So that's cool. And so anyway, if you haven't tried New Riff, that's what we're trying. New Riff is good. We're going to try that tonight. Thanks everybody for coming in. What's
noticing that? The nice oiliness.
Oh yeah.
That always means it's usually good.
Yeah, a little viscosity. Like you can see the oil streaks. Maybe look at that. Look at the oil streaks. That's nice. And of course, I just had a taco salad, so that kind of affects your taste. But man, this stuff is sweet.
It is
really sweet.
And I had dinner too, so I brushed my teeth to make sure nothing was in my teeth right before. So
minty.
Gives it a kind of a weird taste to it.
And BB says
so
hi. Good. And
hi,
let's
BB.
see what else. Old Pirate Bourbon. All right, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
He says, cheers, bourbon community. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so
good to see you.
Good to see him. And good to see everybody coming in. Hopefully Nate won't be too long. And we can start talking about some of his bourbons that he's found. And he's found some really cool stuff. And then some that I found some that I've had for a while that I have not opened.
He's excited.
And there's John.
I know he was plumb excited about this.
John, I hope you get your gift card soon. It's in the mail. It's on the way. And who knows when it'll get there. But it's on the way.
Yes.
And sorry it took me a little while. I've got like a springtime job I'm doing, and like jobs. I don't know about all that. And look who we got here. We got the Uncharted Territories having 3 fingers of Mr. Boston tonight, watching from inside of a dumpster. What? Okay. Well, okay, that's cool. And 3 fingers, that means that's a pretty decent sized pour. That's like half of a Glencairn. So that's pretty cool. And but thanks for coming in. That's pretty cool. And got to be the first person I've heard from being inside a dumpster and watching. So that's even more cool. That's really cool. Yeah. And then we got Enzo Oki. Hey, Tina and Walt, enjoy your content. You guys are wonderful. Please keep it kind. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
In.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
I'm filling in tonight for our guest that was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Nathan, like Walt was saying.
Like he has a job.
Like he has a job or something that's like keeping him working late. Yeah. What is that all about?
And he fixes things. I'm not going to tell you what he does. He might want to tell you when he gets here. But he has to repair equipment. So he's out doing that. He said, John says, thanks to both of you for the gift card. The real gift is your channel. Oh, man.
Thanks, John. Glad you enjoyed
it. Too nice. That is too nice.
It's nice being here on a Thursday night with you guys. I don't know if that interrupts everybody's schedule, or you're glad to just relax and have a bourbon with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to name drop a little bit because I got a call last night from Paula, McKenzie.
Yes.
I had visited Alamance Battlefield. And if those of you who know, Paula and Dale, they're have that Scottish heritage, and McKenzie, that's obviously a Scottish name. And so when I went to visit Alamance Battlefield, they loved that video. If you haven't seen that video, you need to check that out, because guys, to be honest with you, I like the bourbon, but that's not my real passion. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the hunt mostly, and then sipping. But my real passion is making videos. And if you ever watch my videos, you'll see I put a lot of effort into those. And when I went down to Alamance, and I did that Alamance Battlefield video, and Paul and Dale, they really enjoyed that. They were looking forward to it. I told them I was down there filming. And I picked them up a couple of T-shirts from Alamance, and they were pretty cool. Mailed them to Paula, and I just, it's just something they were on my mind. So, and I knew they love Outlander. If you ever seen the show Outlander, great show.
Excellent. And Paula loves Outlander.
Yes. So Alamance, that battle there, I forget what they call it in the movie, but that's where the battle was. It was the Regulators. Yeah, yes. The Regulators rose up against the governor and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. He is so right. The kind of hunting that may break the bank but doesn't break your back, like a metal detecting. Yeah, that is true. And or hunting deer, that actually will save you some money because you can eat what you find, but we can drink what we find in the honey bourbon, but you can't drink it all at one time. And Dave says, maybe you can make a video on the Stones River Battlefield ghost stories. Oh,
sounds interesting to me.
That sounds like right up my alley. We're going to be down talking with Dave and BB. We got to meet up pretty soon. Kicks Shop says, nice hat. Thank you, sir. This is I think, is this a Stetson? Yep, this is a Stetson Crushable hat, which can be kind of hard to find. And so appreciate that. And Enzo says, have you ever done a video on the Fredericksburg battlefield? I used to live there and found that battlefield, but I have not.
We have not. It's on our to-do list, isn't it?
I have visited there a couple of times. There's some great video that needs to be taken there.
Yeah. And someone else has made that suggestion to you, one of your followers. Can't remember who that was.
Yeah, I want to get over there. There's guys, you wouldn't know how long my list is to do these things.
Yeah.
So that's a great great recommendation. There's a great story behind that. Part of that is, and I'll tell y'all right now, since we're talking about battlefields, but did I finish? But anyway, Paul and Dale, they called me because they appreciated the shirts, which I didn't, you know, I wanted them to have them because I thought of them, and I think that really touched them. So that was cool. And then, Fredericksburg battlefield, has a big tie. What happened at Fredericksburg led to Gettysburg. At Fredericksburg, the Confederate forces had the high ground at the place called Marie's Heights. And Robert E. Lee's up there, and Longstreet is up there on this high plain. And if you've ever stood on the battlefield and looked, you can just look down towards the river. Now it's like they really did an injustice and let people build houses and all that kind of stuff. And they took away a lot of the battlefield, but you can still see down to the river from that height at Marie's Heights. And they're all lined up there, and the Confederate soldiers just built up like a rock wall, and they're sitting behind there. And the Union forces just kept charging up this long hill, and they were just getting wiped out. I mean, it was over charge after charge. And Robert E. Lee was just amazed at the bravery of these soldiers that kept marching up that hill. So moving on, when you get to Gettysburg, Longstreet knew at that point that the Union troops had the high ground, and Longstreet did not want to make that charge over this high ground, over this open field, like the Union soldiers did at Fredericksburg. And Longstreet was begging Robert E. Lee to move around to the right, get better ground of our choosing. And Lee would simply say, the enemy's here now, we'll attack now. And Longstreet, they went back and forth. Anyway, at Gettysburg, as y'all know, Pickett's charge happened. There were several charges. Pickett's group actually met up to the forces, almost broke the line, but they didn't quite. Almost Pickett's whole battalion was wiped out. His whole corps was wiped out. And as they're coming, his men are coming back from this horrible defeat, and the Union troops are standing behind that wall at Gettysburg, saying, and they're all crying. The Union troops are yelling, Fredericksburg, 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 to honor their soldiers that lost their lives over that open ground at Fredericksburg. Now, when Pickett comes scrambling back after that horrible charge, Robert E. Lee met him in the field, and he goes, General, see to your men. Where's your troops? And Pickett said, General, I have no troops. And that was sad. I mean, in that one charge at Gettysburg, there was one town in Tennessee that had 300 men. The Confederate soldiers charged up the Union, up that field at Gettysburg. And in just a matter of after that charge, 300 men were lost in that.
From one state
one
or
charge,
town.
one little town in Tennessee lost all the men in that town pretty much.
That's crazy. There's Dice.
There's Dice.
Good evening,
Dice
Dice.
is in the house.
Say hi to Granny for me.
John says, and Dice, let me tell you about Dice. I was looking at an article the other day. Was it day before yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. And I've read this article that the Casey's stores, I probably shouldn't say this, in Illinois are releasing these single barrel Buffalo Traces. And I'm like, dang, I'd like to get there. And I'm like, oh, but I know Dice. And Dice went to Casey's, his first stop. He went to Casey's and he picked up one of these single barrel Buffalo Traces for me and one for himself.
Awesome.
And he picked that up. And I'm so appreciative. I Cash-Apped him for him. So we're going to pick up that later on. And that's
great.
That was really cool.
That's awesome.
So thanks so much.
Dice.
It's nice having people like Dice.
Oh, thank you.
Because Dice is nice.
And there's BB. She likes my shirt. This is what I call a throwback.
Yes. Let me get this.
Throwback from the
Look at that.
beginning of time.
This is the new Frontiersman Adventures Frontiersman Bourbon Bar shirt, which you can get on Teespring. That's the old school, and I still think you can get that on Teespring. So that is cool.
And there's Scott and Terry Meyer.
Yes. And John says
guys.
the new Riff single barrel is bubble gum all day. You know what? I get that on the nose. That's a good observation.
And I said, yes, it is so single. New Riff is so good. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I have to agree with that. I really like it. And it's like you could almost say it's like a cinnamon bubble gum too, because it's got that little cinnamon taste on there.
For any of you bourbon lovers out there that have not gotten you a bottle of this and have not gotten to try it,
get some.
It's
new
worth
Riff.
the hunt.
If you can find the new Riff single barrel,
you can hunt that down.
And this is a store pick too, so it's like up another level. It's pretty good. And there's our man Scott, who Scott is I forgot to say, Neil, he's a member, YouTube member. Scott is a YouTube member and a Patreon member, which really helps. Patreon seems to go a lot longer ways. So I would encourage you, as I'm starting to build out my new studio, any help would be great. Patreon really goes a long way. And if you sign up for Patreon, you'll get one of these cool Frontiersman glasses when you sign up. Tina, don't move, please. Every time you move, I lose the focus. There we go. There we go. Look at that.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, she's got to be frozen. So that's a cool Glencairn Frontiersman Adventures. You get that when you sign up as a Patreon member. So it's a Buffalo Trace single barrel select. Only 73 Casey stores in all of Illinois got this drop. He was lucky.
Very lucky.
Because he said he visited some other stores and
nice.
they hadn't gotten it yet. Or maybe they're going to get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty cool. Thanks for all my members for coming in. And thanks again, Dice, for picking that up. That's great work. And so we're going to open up something else. And I'll give them a choice. Because it's single barrel night. It's single barrel night.
Single barrel night.
Now,
it's also supposed to be Nathan night. Again, if you guys missed it.
Yeah.
He is unfortunately tied up at work.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll make it.
Yeah, hopefully. But we're only going to stay on for about an hour. So we'll see how that's going. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. Now, I've got like 4 of his single barrels up here that I'm waiting on Nathan. I want him to be here when you try those. But I'm going to give you a choice right now. Because I've got 2 single barrels that I've never opened. I've had them for a long time. And I've never opened them.
Yeah.
And These are actually pretty cheap go-tos. One of them is the Jim Beam single barrel selected batch. So I don't know how it could be a single barrel and a batch, but that's what it is. But it says a barrel number. It gets the barrel number on it. So Jim Beam single barrel, or Evan Williams single barrel. So all y'all gotta do is say Jim or Evan. And that'll be the one we're gonna open.
Two easy, simple choices.
Gigi says I'm the luckiest man she knows. And Gigi is lucky to have such a studly man. But I with Gamblin Granny, that's Gigi and Dice. If you're not subscribed to them, please do. And also go to their community page, because they always post these throwback pictures. And these guys have been together since they like 6 years old. And but even when Dice was 15, he still looked like he was 6. But he looked young. But then he starts looking like the guy on Miami Vice, Don Johnson. Yeah, he went through his Don Johnson period there for a while. And I'm like, dude, that dude's Don Johnson. He's so cool. And then he starts growing that beard. Now he kind of looks more like one of the Duck Dynasty guys. So he went from Don Johnson to one of the Robertsons.
Johnson to Robertson.
So, but the one thing that hadn't changed, he's still cool. He's a cool dude. So, anyway, yes. Look who's here. We got Lance. Stab just came in the house. Good to see you, Lance.
Great to see you.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. So,
okay, so we got some votes.
We got some votes. We got Evan, and hello from Lance. Anybody else? So we got two Evans. We got if we get one more Evan Williams, we're opening that. If we don't have any votes for Jim Beam.
Yeah.
So it's Jim Beam or Evan Williams tonight. Single barrel night. Nobody's voting. Everybody's saying hi, I suppose. I'm a little delayed on my feed. So nobody wants to vote. I need somebody to break this to finally win. Just say Evan or Jim Beam. Evan all the way. Lance says. So we're going to try Evan Williams.
There was no votes for Jim.
I'm pretty much sure this is probably only about $30.
Is it available still, like on the shelves in Virginia?
I think it is
readily available.
I don't know if it's readily available.
I haven't noticed, so I'll have to. Next bourbon hunt we go on, I'll have to.
The proof of this is only 86.6, and it's supposed to be a single barrel, and it's 46.3. And of course, Evan Williams is a Heaven Hill product. This was barreled. That was put in the barrel on December 31st, 2012, and then it was bottled on November 25th, 20. So it's 8 years old. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to open this sucker up. We're going to see what it's like. So thanks everybody for coming in. And I know it's a work week and
it's strenuous.
Ooh, that's a nice little. Ooh, I forgot to say who the pop was going to.
Oh.
Well, I can tell you right now. I had to do it again. This one's going out to Scott, Patreon member, Scott Lungwitz. There we go.
And he voted for Jim.
It actually
Too late.
It's actually pretty good. Pop for even the second time. Not bad.
He came in with his late vote. Sorry, Scott. Evan outdid your. One vote.
Man, that's like,
It's pretty dark.
it is kind of dark, but it seems awful light. Do you want to try this or are you going to skip it?
No, I'm gonna taste it. Not a pour, just a taste. Okay.
Tina has a job too. These people with jobs.
To work tomorrow.
Where's my cork?
Again.
There it is.
I'm Nate's fill-in tonight.
Yeah. Poor Nate. He's been looking forward to this.
Yes, he has.
I know he's been looking forward to this a lot, so I hate that he's having to run late. But appreciate all of y'all. And there's Alyssa Coleman.
Oh, thank you, Alyssa. Welcome and
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Yeah. I love it when y'all come in and say hello, whether you're a member or whatever. Yeah. We just want to know who's out there. So that is so cool. Does Tina still do the one-eyed look? I don't know, Lance. You're gonna have to come back more often.
Right. He's been missing out.
Tina's always the star. Hello from Virginia. There's TJ.
Well, hey, TJ.
Cool.
Welcome in.
Love to see these Virginia brothers coming in.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't smell too bad, does it? A little cinnamony, a little pepperminty, actually.
If I compare it, God, you can't compare it to.
I mean, it's only 43% alcohol, but I'm still getting a little heat on the nose.
Yeah.
So to come out of the barrel as a single barrel at 86, I mean, that means you're putting it into the barrel probably pretty like 110, 120, and then it's coming out of the barrel at 86. But it's 8 years old, so it's going to have some condensation. Oh, coming to South Carolina to do some bourbon hunting at some point. Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, at some point.
We did the one in Myrtle Beach. So, yeah, we need to get down there to
do some more.
Do some more bourbon hunting.
Yep. Don't have anything planned right at this moment, but
yeah,
we always make our way to South Carolina.
We love South Carolina beaches.
Yes.
And we love North Carolina beaches, but I prefer South Carolina. It's just like I like Nags Head a lot, but Surfside and Myrtle Beach, all those beaches are really, really good.
Yeah.
Let's trace this. Very thin, very short, extremely short finish. It's like kind of sweet, kind of caramely, nothing, and it's gone.
Yeah, it's a burst right on the front.
Yeah, it's just
and again, it's a sweet burst.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet.
I was expecting it to be more hot, because of the nose, but very short.
A little cinnamony.
But not hot cinnamon.
Yeah, it's not something you need to rush out and buy. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. It's okay.
It's not bitter, which I was, from the first sniff, I was thinking, oh, that's kind of bitter on the first sniff. And then I got like the more sweet on the second.
I get a little muskiness now that you mentioned it's bitter, but when I went back and smelled it.
I don't feel like it's bitter though. I was expecting it to be from the smell, but I didn't get bitter.
Now, the good thing about this is that it's not going to challenge you to like drink it. You're not going to have to overcome a bunch of proof. So you can just sip on this pretty easy. Might be something, I hate to take a single barrel, mix it with something, but it'd probably be a decent mixer. I'm not even sure about that. I'm not really too sure about it. So
I don't hate it.
I don't know if I hate it either, but
it's not compared to my first sip of the new riff, of course, that we had, it just doesn't compare to that, at all. Not that we were doing that, but yeah. But it's okay for Evan Williams, I think.
Yeah, I would give it a 58. It's a 58. I mean, it's not really my choice to sip it. Maybe you will, and it's going to be cheap for a single barrel.
Yeah,
it's not
definitely
cheap.
That.
You could mix it if you wanted. You could try it, see if it's good with the mixer. I mean, I don't know.
It's not the worst thing I've ever done.
So it's got a score of 58. Just to let you know, you can look at my scores on the description of most channels. You know what I read? Yeah, the new riff, to give you an example, that new riff single barrel, which is 113 proof, I gave that a score of an 89. And that's an excellent score.
And Dice is singing to us, sniffing and sipping. He wrote you a new song.
I know. Tina was telling me.
He missed it, Dice.
So, you know what?
And there's Roger Randall. Good evening, Roger.
I'm glad I opened that there. And so Roger's in here. Hey, Roger. Roger's one of my newest Patreon members, and appreciate his support. So I just sent him a t-shirt, and you get a t-shirt too when you sign up for Patreon after 2 or 3 months. And you also get the Glencairn. I sent those to Roger. Now, since I'm going to open up this Jim Beam, this is 108 proof. So that's a little bit higher proof, which is generally what you would expect from a single barrel. So we're going to try to open that too right now. Let's see if there should be a... See if I can.
Ooh, that was a big sip.
I couldn't even finish mine.
No, that was my new riff that I was finishing.
I think there it is. There's a little strip.
I'm gonna have to use my same.
I should have just used my Frontiersman knife.
Or your Bigfoot knife.
That's what I'm saying.
That Courtney and Matt, I miss them.
Yeah.
They stay busy.
Yeah, they are busy.
They stay busy with those
coaching
girls.
basketball and all kind of stuff. Well, we hope you do, Lance. We definitely want you to be a regular. We enjoy having you.
Yeah.
All right. There won't be a cork pool because this was a screw top.
Oh, that's right. He did. He changed Copperhead Road a little bit, adding Peavine. It was great. I laughed. I was like, what is missing this?
That's when I was driving.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not on the greatest single barrel hunt we've ever done, but I am opening some bottles that I've had on the shelf that I wanted to open for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so
they were kind of saving the good stuff, obviously, for Nathan to join. This was going to be their single barrel live.
Now, TJ says we have a brand new distillery in Rice, Virginia called Sandy River Distillery. Someone was telling me about that. And they have an 1840 bourbon. It's really good. Vanilla, caramel, dried fruit, cream, slightly candied, and a light rye.
How about?
I like that. That sounds good. So that is good. Lance says, I keep an eye on you and Gigi. Yeah,
he
does. So I need to turn this off. So that's cool, TJ. Thanks for sharing that. Now let's try this.
Yeah.
You gonna pass?
No, I'm gonna taste it.
Tina,
I wanna-
she ain't gonna go to work tomorrow.
Yes, I
She gonna get fired.
am. Oh, well, not hardly.
Jim Beam. That smells good.
I'm anxious to see how it compares to the Evan Williams.
It's already.
Scott, we're
go ahead.
Trying the gym that you were the only vote for.
Just the nose is better than Evan Williams right away.
There's PJ. So, good evening.
Marshall Coleman says, did we miss peg leg pork? No, you have not missed peg leg pork. We're going to do that. I don't know if we're going to do a live stream this Saturday. If not this Saturday, it'll be next Saturday.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be this Saturday, I will make a thumbnail and put that up. But peg leg porker and the Ezra Brooks that I got the other day, we'll be trying those, plus a few more things. Yeah. So those will be, you hadn't missed it. You hadn't missed it, Marshall. So we're going to do those. This live stream was specifically made for Nate, and because he is like a huge bourbon collector. I mean, huge. I mean, if he didn't, his job is pretty demanding, as you can see. He's out working this evening, and so I wanted to. He goes out and finds all kind of bottles, and he's probably got twice the number of bottles I do. So, and there's PJ, another one of my members. Thanks, PJ. Guys, if you haven't checked out PJ Slots and Entertainment, check his channel out. Cool stuff. He does some cocktails and all kind of stuff. And Ron says, have you tried the Holiday Soft Red Wheat? No, I have not. No. Ben Holiday. That's on my list. I definitely want to find that. That'd be cool. So anyway, and then I don't do anything anymore. PJ does everything. So did you try
PJ just doing stuff and slots and entertainment?
Yeah.
I have not.
He golfs a lot.
He golfs and plays slots. And
this is typical little caramel. It's got a little like baking spice in there or something. And a lot more ethanol. And no, I did not see the Jim Gaffigan video on bourbon. I hadn't seen that. Golf season is starting up. Yeah, it is. So let's try this.
I did. I'm ahead of
you. Ooh, that's a lot of heat.
Wow. It gets you.
That got me. That really did get me. I wasn't expecting that. And maybe it was a improper sip.
Well, could be, but it's also compared to the Evan Williams, it's higher proof.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. So
that's a little bit of it.
Oh yeah. Guys, that's actually pretty good. I mean, that's actually pretty decent. It is. So the Jim Beam single barrel, 108 proof. So this is actually not bad at all. Got a lot more flavors. And it has a good finish too. Like I got a nice, decent hug on that one. And the first sip went straight to my nose because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But the second sip just took a nice sip, let it bubble up on the tongue, let it go down. So yeah, that's actually good. Very good. I like that a lot.
In comparison, it definitely beats the Evan Williams.
I don't get hardly any bitterness off of this. Little oakiness, but but a lot of sweet like brown sugar in there.
Yeah. I can see the brown sugar.
I like that.
Where the Evan Williams was more like a cinnamon.
Yeah. And this has some more like baking spices, not as spicy. This is actually pretty good. I could give this, let me see the list. And I'm going to give this a score. The Evan Williams single barrel.
The Jim Beam single.
Excuse me. Yeah. Jim Beam single barrel. And
I'm writing it down.
I'm going to give that like a 74. It's 74. And that's not very expensive. And that's a pretty darn good bourbon. I like things with a little higher proof. I think when you have more proof, you get more flavors. So what do we got here? We got
Grandma Joanne. Yes. He is.
Yes.
Grandma Joanne. He's always causing trouble.
Yeah, get on him. Get on him, smother-in-law. I'm trying to go back up here. Jim Gaffigan bourbon video. Thanks, PJ.
Hello, smother-in-law.
And PJ, drop Granny and Dice's channel if you can. We don't have a good moderator on here because Tina's supposed to be.
I'm a terrible moderator.
And
don't hire me.
Tina's not real tech savvy. That's really good. This is not bad at all, guys. I could come to this. I'm actually pretty impressed with this Jim Beam single barrel. Not bad at all.
Dice is going to try his 3 bourbon.
She says you're early and it's Thursday. I'm not early. It's 7:42 here, and
she meant it's Thursday.
And it's Thursday.
Saturday.
Yeah. We usually do them on Saturday, but thanks for coming in. Anyways,
yes.
Cindy, we're looking forward to meeting you guys this May. About our anniversary time.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, he says, Neil says there's a Greek festival in Melbourne. That's cool. That anybody can drop Neil's channel too. That would be great. Neil just did a walk in Melbourne showing something. Yeah. That's a beautiful city.
That was amazing.
Yeah. We were like,
so pretty.
Part of it looked like Las Vegas. And then part of it looked like going in Chicago up the Michigan River, like what do they call that main? Michigan Avenue, I think it's called. Yeah. That. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Enjoyed that.
Say hi to Derek, Cindy.
Yeah. Tell Derek hello. And that was looking forward to meeting up with you guys. Glad you found us tonight, even though it's, unusual time.
Yeah.
And appreciate you guys, what you do. They're both Patreon and YouTube members as well, so appreciate them. So now it's getting close. We're going to try one more. I'm going to save the 1792 for when we do the peg leg porker.
Yeah.
But we're just going to do one more sip. And this is going to be the Rebel Cast Strength. I've had this. Actually, this bottle was given to me by Nathan. Mm-hmm. He picked this up, and I think I may have traded him a bottle that I had. But he picked that up for me, and that was very nice of him. Yeah. So this is Rebel, and that is pretty darn cool. It's a single barrel. Let's see what the stats are. Lance says, Walt and Tina.
Lance, thank you.
Thank you, Lance. You're a good man. I'm glad to see you're back.
Me too.
We were all worried about you.
And I know Granny and Dice miss seeing you too.
And also, ooh, you know what the proof of this is on this Rebel? 126. So look at this thing. 126 proof. Wow. So that's probably gonna have a little heat. So we did a cork pull for Scott. Any other Patreon? Derek and
Roger.
Cindy? Roger. Okay. We're gonna do this cork pull for Roger. Roger Randall. So Roger, this one's going out to you. Let me know if any of y'all have ever tried the Rebel. I'd like to know. Just take this little thing off. It's not going to count.
No?
Yeah, I'll get it. All right, we're just going to pull the cork on it and everything. So, Roger Randall, this cork pull's going out to you, my man. So, Roger Randall. Oh, Roger.
Okay.
Oh, God, it's tight. Pretty decent. I figured it was going to be better with pretty good. Pretty good. Ooh, man, that smells good.
That smells good.
That smells really good. 126 proof. Wow.
It's dark. At
It
least
is
it is
very
in the
dark.
bottle. Y'all see how dark that is?
I don't know how long it's aged. I wonder if it has an age.
That's pretty cool.
Let me see it. Let's see if it says. This is from Lux Row. Rebel Bourbon. Used to be called Rebel Yale, but now that's politically incorrect to say Rebel Yale. It's just Rebel.
It's just Rebel.
Out of Nelson, Kentucky. And the barrel was filled on August the 18th, 2017. So it's aged at least 5 or 6 years.
Roger says he likes Rebel store picks, so cheers.
Yeah.
This one's going out to you, Roger.
There we go. Ooh, I love that glug. Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that glug glug? You don't have to drink it all, honey. Nice.
I can handle it.
You don't need to drink it all.
Ooh, that smells good. Now, I couldn't smell it real good in the bottle. Of course, I've been suffering from a little tiny bit of a cold this week and really was just going to let Nathan and Walt do this thing tonight. But feeling a little bit better, still powering through, and I think the bourbon's helping.
He's got some tin cup, though, aged for a while. And Dice says, yes, Rebel single barrel is very similar to Ezra Brooks single barrel. Good, just a little bit hot. Okay. All right. Let's see.
All right. It smells so good.
It does smell good.
It smells really rich.
Man, that is, and I want you to look at the color.
I know.
Man, that is dark.
And it's oily. Pretty oily, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really dark.
It's a dark amber.
Yeah, and it smells really rich to me.
Man, that is good. That is good. This might be up there with the new riff.
Ready?
Wow. Huh?
You gonna take a sip?
Whenever you want.
I'm ready.
Oh, wow. I get a little heat at the end, but my goodness, that is sweet. And it's like this creamy, brown, sugary cinnamon bun. Like, I don't know. It's like just, man, I like that a lot.
Out of the oven.
Is it hot to you?
On the end.
I don't know.
In the back.
I'm not. Let me try again.
I get heat in the back, but the flavor is really, really good.
I'm getting like red cherries in the back of the tongue. Wow. And nice finish on this. There is some heat there, but I mean, you would think at 126 that it's going to be a lot hotter than it is.
I get the heat in the back,
Mm-hmm.
but it pans out and then it's just like kind of a slow.
That's going slow down in here
to my chest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can see the hotness.
Wow. Now, when you sip, like if you don't sip just right and just take your time and let it roll back, sometimes you'll get a burst of just ethanol.
Yeah.
So when that happens, just kind of like calm down, take some water or something if you want. You can also do a drop of water in there, which I don't normally do, but you can do that. And Roger says it's a weeded mash bill. Okay. Yeah. So it's that's why to me it's so smooth, I guess.
Yeah.
So let me look at the mash bill. I didn't look that up. And that, but I could taste that on the wheated, because that's why I said it's like this creamy cinnamon bun. So I'm getting that wheat with the brown sugar and the cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
That's so nice.
Yes.
Nice.
It is really good.
It is very nice.
Good pick, Nathan. We missed you, buddy.
I really like that. Now there is some heat, but now I love things that are more foolproof, and I think I like single barrels because you're going to get more flavors. Great. I love when people ask questions. So Alyssa, thank you. What are y'all's all-time favorite bottle? Sorry if you've answered this before. Hey, I'll answer it every day.
Yeah.
So my two favorites, and I go back and forth, and you can look on the description, is Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit and Russell's Reserve single barrel, but it's a store pick now, which is hard to find. So
yeah,
these two bottles right here, both of these are single barrels. So this is the Russell's Reserve, but it's a store pick, and this is very hard to find. But Tina, tell us how you found this thing.
Oh, that was a Las Vegas bourbon hunt, and we were in Total Wine, and we were looking for whatever we could find, and I kind of like looked down on the bottom shelf.
She's crawling around on the floor in Total Wine in Las Vegas.
He makes it a little bit more dramatic than.
No, it's not dramatic. You were on the floor crawling.
I wasn't crawling, but yes,
hands and knees.
Get down on the floor basically, and it was some other Russells, just regular Russells, I guess, in front of it, and I just happened to kind of move the bottle, and it was hiding. There were a few bottles of it hiding back behind the regular Russells.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the heck is this? I pulled it out, and then I was like, I read it. I was like, whoa, look what I found. Right. Anyway, so that was a pretty cool story.
Yeah, and
it's pretty cool find.
We found it there. But the first thing, this is the second bottle we've had. The first bottle we found, that was at the Wild Turkey Distillery. We picked that up, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And then so this stuff is great. And then the other one, which you can get on stores for like $65-$70, and you can get those there. And it's really good stuff. And look who's going to show in for 5 minutes. Look who's coming in the door.
Did I hear somebody creeping in the house? Oh my God.
5 minutes with Nate.
Woo! He's here. Yay!
But he's got like a real job and stuff like that. So
he got off of work finally.
So Tina,
yay!
See you later.
I know. I get to go put my pajamas on, everyone. Yay!
Okay.
See, I filled in for you, Nate.
Let me
Appreciate that.
let me get this because they were talking about this.
Guys, I'll see you later. I'll
Oh,
stay in
that's
the
cool.
chat.
We might go just 30 minutes longer just for Nate.
Hang on, I gotta get my stuff to Nate.
That's all right. Thank you.
We've been talking about you.
Oh, Lord. I wasn't watching.
So-
either.
Everybody's saying hi, Nate.
Hello.
And Dice, I'm trying to get up here to Dice. He had a little comment about let's see. His Ezra Brooks. He's got the Ezra Brooks single barrel cast string store pick, which I have right here. Is that it's a single barrel, and it's
This is handpicked.
handpicked
Probably.
from Extraordinary Barrels. Where did I get this again?
You just got that in North Carolina, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, yeah, it's a store pick.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I think it's right in
from the. Yeah, I picked this up in North Carolina. It's a store pick called the Brunswick County ABC store pick, and it's a distiller's collection. But we're not going to open this tonight. We're going to open this on the next live stream with Tina. So,
What did we open? What have we?
we opened up. Well, we started off with New Riff. I did a Jim Beam single barrel, which is really good.
Right.
The Evan Williams, not really good.
Not really good.
And then you might want to try a sip of this because we just tried that, and that's the. Have you had that before?
I've had one of these. I'm not sure if I've had this particular one.
It's actually really
I can
good.
give it a try.
And I haven't scored that. And I was getting ready to score it, which I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna give that a score. The Ezra Brooks single barrel store pick.
The Rebel.
That's right. It's the Rebel single barrel. So Rebel single barrel. I'm gonna give that a score of 83, which is a very good score. Tina, write that down. I know she's now watching. I know y'all missed Tina already. And there's Steve Hickey. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
But Tina's in the other room. If we need her to come back and do a guest appearance or something, maybe flash the crowd or something, we get her back in here. He said that Russell's was amazing. Oh my gosh, yes. The Russell single barrel is so good. And we got Oscar. Look at here. Cheers, Walt and Tina from the Texas Hill Country. That is cool. Is there any truth to Camp Nelson Kentucky Spirits being the best? Camp Nelson, is that
One of their rick houses.
Yeah.
Um,
That's where this was from. Yeah, Nelson County, Kentucky.
yeah.
Is that what he's
I think
talking about?
the way Wild Turkey is set up, they have their rick houses have names. So a lot of people say that the stuff that is produced in Camp Nelson or housed in Camp Nelson usually tastes better.
No, I have not heard this.
I don't know which.
See why Nathan's here?
I don't know which Kentucky Spirit we have back here.
Yeah,
We might have to try that one.
but Kentucky Spirit and Russell's, both of them.
I think
or
we
so-
got Camp Nelson and
so
maybe
good.
something that's.
What did you think about this?
This is good. It's
126 proof.
doesn't drink like 126 proof.
Mm-mm. So busy day at work, huh?
A little bit.
I'm glad you made it.
Hey, I made it.
I hope you fixed the problem.
Oh yeah, always.
So Nathan's got 4 bottles, and we'll open a couple, but we don't want to stay in forever. Let's see who else. See what other. We got Ronnie C's in the house. There's we love Ronnie C, and he's one of our YouTube members. Thanks, Ronnie. Yeah, everybody's upset. See you later, Tina. Bye, Tina. And everybody's saying hi, Ronnie. And bye, Tina. They love Tina. And Tina's saying, don't forget to smash. Tina's in the chat now, so y'all can still chat with her. She's in her recliner. The Rebel score, Tina, was what I say?
83.
83. 83. Almost would give it an 84, but I'm going to stick with 83. There's Bud. I love those Russell's single barrels. They are delicious. Yes, they are. And especially if you can get a Russell's single barrel store pick. I think I bought that for maybe 70, but it's worth 100.
Oh, yeah.
It's easily worth 100.
Yeah. Every one I've tried.
They said, Tina, the steam has died since your beautiful self left. Nathan,
No love for us, Walt.
Yeah, I know.
No love for us.
But anyway, so which one? Let's let them vote. Let's pick out two of them. We'll vote.
Right,
Old Soul or High West. You gonna do this? Or Old Soul and Heaven's Door?
Let's do Old Soul or Heaven's Door.
That sounds like a plan.
We got an
So
Old Soul.
hold that up right here. So we got an Old Soul and a Heaven's Door. They're both single barrels. So you guys can vote Old Soul or Heaven's Door. I hope you vote to go to heaven, but when you're an old soul like me, you hope you're going to heaven, right?
I mean, they're pretty equal. I think one is 122.8 on the Heaven's Door, and I believe the other one is 120.8 proof.
And what's that one?
122.8.
Yeah, 120 and 122.
That's pretty.
So we got Old Soul, Heaven's Door. So we got 2-1. And there's Shakey's. Hey, Shakey's
there's
Reviews. Saying hi to Tina. And I noticed the people have dropped coming in since Tina left. So
What are you trying to say, Walt?
I'm trying to say they never look at me anyway. So we got 2 Heaven's Tours. Marshall just broke the tie with Old Soul. So we got 3 Old Souls, 2 Heaven's Doors. Marshall was the third one. So Marshall, we're getting that one out. And appreciate you guys. So we're going to try this Old Soul. This is from Mississippi. Open it on up. That's your bottle. I can't open his own bottle for him.
Why not? I figured you done had all these drunk by the time I got over.
I was trying. No, I wasn't going to open yours. I'd have left them for you. Now, this cork pool, which is going to be by Nathan, this one's going to go to Derek and Cindy. So Derek and Cindy, thanks for all your support, and this cork pool is for you. Pretty decent. Pretty decent cork pool. I know one thing. I really like that Rebel single barrel. That really.
It's pretty complex. I mean, it's really sweet up front, but you get a lot of oaky flavors in it, and it's still sweet on the finish as well.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna try
this Old Soul.
Old Soul. So, like I mentioned earlier, you get one of these Frontiersman glasses, which are really cool. You get one of these when you sign up as a Patreon member, and a T-shirt.
Hey,
that's a lot of value. That's like $60 worth of products.
Yeah. Hey, no
so
doubt.
After you sign up for 3 months, we send that out to you.
No doubt.
Let's try it, Dave.
We're gonna try it.
Looks light, but now when I hold it up, it looks dark.
Yeah, it's
a little dark. That's a pretty aggressive pour I had on that.
Yeah, you went all in on that one, I believe.
Very nice. This is fun to do it on a Thursday night. Now he's got to work just like Tina. These jobs people have, they're just overrated.
Yeah, I'd definitely say they're overrated.
Man, that smells good.
Oh yeah.
Talking about bubble gum, that's kind of smells like the new riff in a way. Mississippi.
Yeah.
That, to me, that ought to have like a Texas funk, but it doesn't smell like a Texas. Does
No,
it?
I was wondering that when I first picked that bottle up, that kind of went back and forth because some of those Texas ones, California ones, just have a different taste to them. My opinion is probably the water,
yeah,
the climate,
yeah,
a whole lot of different.
And Dice saying compare the labels Rebel and Ezra. Are they both made by Lux Row?
Yes, I believe so.
So that's why it's probably the same, pretty much same mash bill then.
I think that is one of Lux Row's brands.
Ezra Brooks and Rebel.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would make sense. Almost identical. So yeah, that'd be, and I'll do that on the next live. I'll get both of them out and see what they say it tastes like.
Wow. It's totally different than that Rebel.
Oh wow. That's some good stuff right there. that's like the new riff.
Yeah.
There's not a bit of Texas funk on that at all. It's completely different.
That's like sweet almost all the way through.
It really is. And it's 120
proof. Yeah, almost 121, 120.8.
And it's got me in the mind of this bubble gum, just like the new rim.
Yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot on the nose other than sweet.
That is very like molasses.
Yeah.
Sweet molasses.
It's
like sorghum.
Yeah, it's not like a normal brown sugar sweet depth. It's more of a light, sweet, all the way through. No.
But I get this I get the dark sorghum flavor in the back. Like it's like really sweet, and then all of a sudden it gets that dark sorghum, because molasses has that little bitterness to it too, like a little bitterness in the back. And did you get that at all?
You're
not getting that?
No, I'm not.
I'm getting that a little bit for me, which is a good point. Not everybody's palate's exactly the same. Now, me and Nathan usually agree on a lot of stuff as we're sitting around the house.
Not always,
but not always. Sometimes we pick up different notes.
Dice has got the day off tomorrow.
Nice. Neil says he wouldn't mind trying some. Well, if we can meet you sometime in Vegas or something, Neil, well, we'll always have some bottles.
Neil's off on Friday.
And this is who said this? Earthy like licorice. Bob Roselli. Yeah. He said, Bob says, what year did you graduate from Marshall? 1984. Graduated from Marshall in 1984. Thanks for knowing that I went to Marshall University, the home of the Thundering Herd. And so, yeah, it's like maybe it's more licoricey than molassesy. Is that a word? Molassesy?
Hey, it's your channel. It can be a word if you want it to.
But licorice, I'm not a big fan, so I don't really.
No, I don't get a licorice.
It's
taste.
more of that molasses, like this thick, sweet, but yet molasses has a little darkness to them too. So, Tina, you all right? Oh wow, Bob says both of his parents graduated from Marshall in 1969. I think my dad graduated from Marshall in 55. So that's pretty cool.
PJ asked.
PJ, good. I love questions. Here's one. Here's a good one. PJ, how do they keep the barrel so consistent to keep the flavor? Well, that's a great question. They use the same mash bill. So they'll use the same mash bill, maybe whether it's like, 60% corn, 30% rye and 10% barley or whatever their mash bill is. They'll keep that the same. And so as it's aging, they taste it over and over as it's aging to make sure everything's good. And then, with the single barrels, a lot of times they'll put them on if they're going to age them for a long time, they'll put them on the bottom. If they're going to age them just for maybe 8 years, they'll put them like midway. And so all those single barrels will be like in one area.
Right.
So I think the best way to try to figure out some of that stuff is to do one of those distillery tours, and you'll learn from these big distillers how they do that. I think the Evan Williams tour we went on was that the one? No, Heaven Hill.
Yeah, Heaven
Hill. Man, that was great.
Yeah, we got to go on 2 different rick houses, an older one and a newer one.
Yeah,
and they kind of showed us how they put the barrels into the rick house for one, and then they kind of talked to us about how they open. There's no air conditioner or heat or any of that in the rick house, so they use the windows based on the season as to what windows they open or close. To keep the temperatures consistent as possible. So.
Yeah. And they do. All bourbon is made with new charred American oak barrels. Now, what degree they char them, maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it just depends on the distillery and what they want. And Bob Rosselli says, you drinking that impossible to find Bowman cask strength. Is that single barrel Bowman that I have? Is that a cask strength? No. That was just a single barrel.
They actually did a lottery here. They did a lottery for Bowman, from the Bowman distillery, for the cask strength. I think we both entered that lottery. I don't think neither one of us won that. So.
No.
So now we've got some Bowman single barrels, but they're not cask strength.
And Joseph says, have you tried a Hearst single barrel store pick? Now I've had Hearst. Lance, who's in the chat, I think he's still here. Lance actually sent me a bottle of Hearst. It's on the shelf. Really good. And then you picked up that Hearst.
Yeah, so we just tried another Hearst a couple nights ago. I don't even remember what the name of it is.
I don't
got an orange label, I can tell you that.
But, yeah.
It was pretty good.
And if you look at the scores in my description on some of these, I always rate the bottles. That Hearst scored really well. So that was some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see.
I think Bob had asked what we were sipping on. We're sipping on Old Soul right now, Bob.
Yeah, we just opened that up.
It is a single barrel store pick out of North Carolina at 120 proof.
Oh, wow. And Shakey's reviews member says, I got my fingers crossed. I found a Rock Hill Farms in Florida for manufacturer's suggested retail price. She's there visiting family, hopefully mine tomorrow.
Nice.
That would be nice. That would be at MSRP for that. That's awesome. So that's really cool. And PJ said, here's a good video that explains the barrel price. Thanks, PJ. PJ, moderator of the year. He is hooking us up. But don't go to watch that right now.
Yeah.
Just watch it later. And so the Old Soul, I can't score that because it's not my bottle. But it would be in the 80s.
I think it's good.
But it would be, that's Nathan's bottle. I only score bottles that I have. So, no, it's not a live video. Yeah, so we'll watch that later. That's pretty cool. But thanks, PJ, for dropping that. Man, that old soul gets bad. That last sip that is good.
I guess it's 120.8 proof there, Bob. But yeah, it's again just like the last one we just tried.
Yeah.
It doesn't drink like 120 proof.
Yeah. And this is that's getting close to the 90s. Now I would have to think about that. It's a high. I'm gonna say right now, if I own that bottle, it'd be in the high 80s, pushing 90 maybe.
You know, like I said, it's Mississippi, so
all right.
Sometimes I kind of tend to look over the ones that aren't from Kentucky.
Isn't that true?
Hey, just like this, you never know.
That's exactly right. I mean, we are. I'm kind of a Kentucky snob, but I'm opening up to more Virginia stuff, which is I find very similar. And that Old Soul, man, that's nice.
Oh yeah,
that's some nice stuff. So let's give them another choice.
All right,
High West or Heaven's Door.
All right.
And then we may be calling it a night. So we got the High West. Now this is
that's a double rye.
It's 100%. Is this not a single barrel though? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it single barrel? Let me get the
limited release High West double rye.
Yeah. It's finished in Spanish brandy. Did you know this?
Yep.
I have not had anything finished in brandy yet.
And it is
it's 100.2% proof, so it's only 100 proof. It's a double rye, so that's really different.
Yeah. And
High West double rye.
The Heaven's Door is actually a cask strength. It's a single barrel, which was selected by the Virginia ABC. It's like I said earlier, it's coming in at 122.8 proof.
I think we need to do this high. If I'm voting for High West.
Hey, I like my High West stuff.
We got 2 High West, 2 Heaven's Doors, I think. Is that a nickel? We got High West. We got 3 High West. Thank you. We're going for High West, baby. Since I got sort of a Western hat on, mostly an outdoors kind of hat. I'm not into Yellowstone or nothing like that. I don't go around wearing them cowboy hats.
We might need a knife to this bad boy.
Well, we got one, I'm sure.
We might need that special knife that you can buy on.
I don't even know if I got one. I usually keep my knife right here. We're going to use my favorite knife. This is my grizzly bear knife.
Good knife.
That's a cool knife.
You trust me with this thing?
Not really. So aim over there. Good Lord.
He's
He's going to cut his damn fingers off.
Hey, I get tomorrow off too, Dice.
After he cuts his finger off. Cowboy up, Shakey says. Cowboy up.
I'm not sure where I got this bottle.
I don't know where you got it either.
I'm not sure. They vacuum sealed this one like I ain't never seen.
Neil said Tina wants more. Tina always wants more.
What? Tina, they try? Tina, they try this thing? You can try both of them.
Who is tallying up these votes? I am, and they came in. Let's see. Let me go back and review, make sure. So,
good day.
All
I see is Heaven's Door.
There's a whole bunch of Heaven's Doors.
I guess we're going to have to drink both of them. Who's the court for?
Well, I kind of missed the. So, heck.
Obviously, Walt.
I wasn't
wants
looking
to
at
try this rye really bad. That's what it was.
Honestly, I didn't see
And
it.
now I've opened the bottle, so
Tina's saying at Evan's door. No, but he's already opened it. And this cork pool is going to go out. Hang on. We got it.
yeah, I didn't open it. I got the plastic.
Did we open one for Derek and Cindy and Roger? We did Scott and Roger and Derek and Cindy. Is there any other Patreon members out there?
Actually, Bob,
Tina, anybody?
I just came from Blacksburg.
Tina, come in and say hi and tell us. We got Neil, we got Terry Meyer. Where'd Tina go? She's not even paying attention. Well, you know what? Since we messed Dice up, we're just going to open this up in Dice's honor because he just picked me up that Buffalo Trace single barrel.
He did.
Yeah.
What a swell pal.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That went out to you, Dice, because you're the man. Plus, we missed you on your
Bob votes both.
both. We might do both. I'm going to open this up in my new Riff glass.
Something tells me this one's going to be really good.
It's a cool glass right here. New Riff glass.
I mean, we're going down a different path here on this one, Walt.
New Riff. I might throw this shit out in the yard.
Nah. It's got we're going down a total different path at this point. I mean, we went from super oaky to super sweet to this is not going to be anywhere near that. Neither one of them.
Alyssa says she votes both too.
I like the way
Does
you
the
say
High
it.
West say distilled in Utah?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm sure it does. Well, let me double check it.
The problem I'm having is my daggone scroller ain't working on this daggone thing.
It's actually it doesn't say distilled in. It does say bottled by High West Distillery,
Oh.
Park City, Utah.
Shakey, you are so right. Yeah. He said we need to do we're going to toast to Toby Keith. How about that?
Hey,
Let's do a toast.
I'm all for it.
Guys, everybody raise your hand up to Toby Keith. What a legend he was. So, Toby Keith, cheers, everybody. Maybe I'll meet that man in heaven someday. Love his music. Fixed election. Those are commonplace nowadays, Dice.
Yeah, I mean that's normal.
That's normal.
That's normal. These
You
days.
just get the thing you want. Tina,
Cheers to Toby.
Oh,
are we missing any Patreon members? Tina says no. Okay, so that's good. That you got to be in here and be a Patreon member. Man,
I don't get a lot on the nose on that though.
I do. It's pretty sweet.
I mean, I get some sweet, but I don't get.
Smells like Hennessy.
You know, one cool thing about this Hennessy, it's brandy. The one cool thing about
That's
this
what
bottle- look how
Hennessy
the bottom of
is,
this
brandy.
bottle's made.
Huh? Oh yeah. What?
That was one. Look how it's sloped.
That's
Like
weird.
they did.
isn't it?
They poured it. They poured it weird. I don't know if y'all can
I
see
see
that, on
that,
camera,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah, hold it
it's
up there.
It's
Let
in
me
that angle.
See that?
That was one reason why that bottle caught my eye. I was
That's
like, man,
weird.
they-
You
they
shouldn't
poured-
let that
They
probably.
probably did give me what I was supposed to get in that.
You
bottle.
just opened up probably $1 million bottle.
Hey,
Just sold that on eBay for hundreds of $1,000s.
well, I mean, we still got the bottle.
Well, that's true. All right. If I missed your replies, sorry.
Oh wow.
Allison is in Chicago, and actually, I think she has to work tonight. Yeah, rest in peace, Toby. And have you tasted it yet?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
It's like I said, I thought, it's totally different than the last two we've drank. Totally.
What's it finished in?
Spanish brandy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hennessy. Hennessy's the
Finished
brandy.
for 6 months. I've never drank Hennessy, so I wouldn't have to
I
I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was.
Smelled it. Mm. I like that. That's very different. Very, very sweet.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that is sweet.
for
Like
a rye.
it's sugar sweet.
You know what I mean? It does not taste like a rye,
Mm-hmm.
like what we're used to a rye, like a
Mm-hmm.
Blue Run or a Pikesville, or it doesn't even taste like a rye.
Mm-mm. It's how much was that bottle?
I'm gonna say somewhere around $65 to $70, maybe.
Yeah, he was thinking. Bob was thinking it's 90.
I think that's about what it is. I got
Because I think
this
you got
one
the
came
CJs.
No, this one came from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I do have a High West that we got at CJ's, but that is a cast strength. That's a cast strength one. And I've got this one and the other one I did get another one, CJ's. It's got a similar label, but that was I think it was American Prairie. And I tasted it. Wasn't a big fan of it.
Well, what I like about this, I do get the spice at the back. It's not like your normal rye, what you're getting up front spicy. This was very sweet. Then it gets sweeter, and then it finishes with the spiciness in the back. And for what was the proof?
I think.
It's only like a 90. So there's not a lot of proof. It's only like 100 proof.
So it's 50.
I'm not getting much proof.
50.1 alcohol. So it's most of the High West stuff though is like in that 90, 94 range.
Yeah, that's really good.
This would probably be out of the High West stuff that I have that I've tried. Is probably my second favorite.
This is the Spanish brandy finish. Spanish brandy.
Now we haven't opened that Midwinter Night's Dram that I just picked up not too long ago. That may turn into bump this to number 3 though.
Oh, have you tried and Midwinter series? And I've never tried them. Nathan's got a bottle, and he don't want me to try it. He's not gonna let me try his.
We just got it about when was that?
A couple weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. It's Act 11, Scene 12, maybe. It's whatever the newest one is. Yeah.
Wow.
Picked that up, and what else did I pick up that day? Some other crazy bottle that we had.
I don't know, but that stuff is so good. I'm sitting here just amazed at how good this stuff is.
I picked up an Angels MV Cash Strength is what I picked up the same day as that, along with a Joseph Magnus cigar blend. So that's my 3 bottles I got at the last Virginia ABC drop.
Guys, if you ever get a chance to try this double rye from High West.
That's a warm you up drink.
Dang, that is good. That is one of the best things I've ever drank. That is really, I like that a lot. That Spanish brandy is really bringing out a different flavor. Very, very good.
I would have to agree. Wow. Now I don't have a ton of High West stuff. I mean, I've probably got 5 or 6 bottles, but I'm not sure if you can get this double rye and if it's the limited release, if it's a different finish.
Yeah, because you got
nice to try something.
See, this is a limited release, so that's going to be hard to find. Guys, if you can get store picks, and I don't mean to be a store pick snob, but if you can get store picks and limited releases, those things are pretty darn amazing most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are, just one-offs, but you're not going to get the same taste out of anything.
Nathan has one. He won't share that with me either. It's Joseph Magnus cigar, but I've been telling him I've been looking for one of them for like 100 years. Well, not that.
Well, if we do, if I ever get to where I'm retiring, we're going to open up that. I've got a Rhetoric 24 that we're going to try to open up. I've heard it's the best. Period.
I won't be around, so y'all need to tell Nathan. Real serious, Nathan needs to start his own channel. because I'm probably not going to be around when he retires. He's only like 27 years old.
27. I wish I was 27. More like 47.
Yeah, that's definitely in the 90s if I rated this, because proof wise, price wise, just the uniqueness of the taste and just how good it tastes. I mean, it's just like, but you get not getting hardly any heat from that at all. It's just pure taste, man.
And you get the warm hug. Like your mouth gets warm. You get a little bit of a warm hug.
Look at here. Pappy 15 is my favorite. Well, maybe one of these days.
Now, I will tell you this. The next time me, Walt, get the Evergreen, we're going to drink some Pappy 15.
How much was that? A pour?
I don't care how much.
Yeah.
One pour.
Yeah.
We got to try it.
Well, we can go to, there's a speakeasy in Franklin County, and they got Pappy 15 for about $150 a pour. I think it's what it is. So we may do
Evergreen's prices weren't bad. I don't think we priced.
Yeah, I don't think Evergreen was that much.
I think we priced. What was the other one I wanted to get? You hadn't eaten dinner yet. We had the Elijah Craig 18 and Elmer T. Lee, and I think I was getting ready to order us the Weller. I don't remember if it was 12-year or foolproof, because the lady at the other end of the bar had it.
Yeah.
Remember those guys that were in there and they cleaned a bottle of
Pappy
23 out?
They drank the whole bottle
by pours.
And they were paying like, I don't know, $100 and some a pour, and they finished between the four. They just finished the whole bottle. Wow.
Yeah.
So Bob says he grabbed the Elijah Craig 18 in Maine for MSRP. That's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. His ex-girlfriend took it. That reminds me of the bartender. I did a video of New Orleans. I stayed at the New Orleans Provincial Hotel, and which was supposed to be haunted. And I went down on Bourbon Street, and I had an old fashioned in this bar. So you might want to look up that video. And the bartender told me a story how him and a friend of his, they were quitting that night. They were going to quit at the end of their shift. And so they said, so we're quitting. They were upset with the manager or whatever. So they both were going to quit. So they reached up and they got a Pappy 23 and drank the whole bottle. And then, but then as he said, wait a minute, we got to leave a little bit because that would just be unclassy to drink the whole thing.
Right.
So they left a little bit and put it back on the shelf, and then they left. That was a great story. I don't know if it's true, but it's still a great story. So that's cool. So
out of the High West and Old Soul, which one's your favorite?
Oh, the High West.
The High West.
I mean, I love the Old Soul. That's great stuff too. I mean, they're both really good, but
they both taste really good. The Old Soul to me is sweeter, lighter. This one gives you, or at least gives me, like like I get that warm hug, but it's like in your mouth, like it's just
it's just good. It's really good. All right, guys. I'm glad Nathan made it here. We're gonna have to head on out, but thank you all for coming in, and we'll have Nate in again, and we'll move the start date to 8 o'clock, starting time to 8 o'clock next time, and we'll try some more. He's only got like 500 bottles of whiskey, so he can just pick some off the shelf, and we'll bring him in and try some of those. So if there's not any more questions, we had some good questions tonight. Thanks everybody for coming in. It was really fun. Alyssa says, Coleman says, see ya. Thanks for the show. PJ says, sorry I was late. No worries. Cheers, Dice. Take care, everyone. Cheers, Walt and Nathan from Roger.
Cheers to you, Roger.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for all your support. Appreciate you both, Scott and Christy. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. And then actually what really helps too is then go ahead and make a comment on the video. That helps too. How goes the search for L.T. Lee? Nope.
He doesn't have it yet. But I'm looking for him. We're gonna get it one of these days. I mean, we've tried it, but we're gonna have we're gonna have a bottle here.
We gotta find
probably gonna have a couple bottles.
Elmer T. Lee. Gotta find it.
For less than we found it. We found it in Kentucky, but it was like $300.
Yeah,
I think it was
$349. Manufacturer's suggested retail price or below 100.
Yeah,
because it's only $38.
Yeah, something reasonable.
I'll get it. 300. And it's funny how there's so many people out there. There's so many Elmer T. Lee haters out there. They're like, oh, it ain't no good, or oh, it's too high. Well, yeah, it's too high price, but it's good.
Those people I think that are haters like that are probably the ones that paid $349 for it and they were disappointed.
Right.
And that's the whole problem.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I'm not gonna like anything I paid $300. You're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna be.
Now, if you got it for $39, yeah.
And Dice, thanks again for picking me up that Buffalo Trace. That was so nice of you. Buffalo Trace single barrel. Marshall said he found a Weller 12 for $500 in Kentucky.
I bought a Weller 12 in Kentucky, and we didn't pay that for it. It was about 200, 220, 215, two something. I bought one of those and a what else did I buy that day? I bought the Weller 12 and a Woodford. There was a Woodford Special Reserve, that triple, the Sonoma finish, the latest one that just came out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We bought both of those. We actually got those at Toddy's Liquors in Bardstown.
Oh, yeah. Was that little store we walked over to?
Yeah, after we'd had dinner and I drank.
Yeah. We'd already had.
I drank 1 too many sweet teas or whatever. I don't even remember the drink I ordered. Some kind of tea was.
And Shakey says he passed on everything years ago at MSRP and can't afford secondary. Now, ain't that the truth?
Oh yeah,
that is the truth. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate you, and we'll do it again. But have a good night and keep it squatchy. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Helps this channel grow more than anything. Just like and subscribe.
Thumbs up.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thumbs up.